Hello, I'm Father Joe Roesch of the Marian Fathers of the Immaculate Conception. Thank you for joining us as we continue with our year-long journey reading the diary of St. Maria Faustina Kowalska from beginning to end. Today we have a letter from Father Sopoćko to St. Faustina from February of 1937. Reverend Sister, on the occasion of your name day, Sister Faustina, I am sending you my most cordial wishes. Above all, God's graces and the proper fulfillment of God's will in everything. Please take advantage of your health and time to fill in the gaps in your diary. You should take special care to make a note of everything that does not come from you, Sister, and underline these things, in particular those words, as I have asked on several occasions. What you add of yourself is less important. You should thank God for your health and not endanger it in the future. The special gaze of the Lord, which you mentioned, should be received with gratitude, but also with profound humility, since it is not your merit, Sister, but a freely granted grace of God's mercy, which you should adore continually because of it. Please act exactly as Father Andras advises and instructs. I am ill indeed, but it is better to serve the Lord in suffering, for he suffered much more for us. As regards the congregation, nothing new has occurred. The hurdles are still the same, and besides, there are no people as yet. We should prepare, or rather pray, that the Lord prepare everything. I commend myself to your prayers, Reverend M. Sopoćko, Vilnius, 14th of February, 1937. Father Sopoćko here replies to St. Faustina's letter 2 weeks later. He sends her greetings on the occasion of her feast day, which falls on February 15th. He prays for the proper fulfillment of God's will in everything. In her last letter, she had written that Father Andras was not allowing her to make any definite decisions about leaving her community until she was completely well and returned to her convent. Then he would give her concrete instructions of how to take the first steps to proceed in that direction. In the next paragraph, she doesn't go into detail about the depths of her soul, because she says that she hopes that they will see each other shortly, and then she'll give him a full account of the entire time. Unless Father Sopoćko was planning a trip to Krakow, it seems that what she means here is she will get permission to leave her congregation shortly, and she'll come to Vilnius to begin the new community. That's where they can have their discussions. Perhaps Faustina interprets her return to health as a sign that things will begin to move quickly. That is why Father Sopoćko prays for the proper fulfillment of God's will in everything. He asks her to fill in the gaps in the diary and to clearly underline everything that comes from Jesus or from God the Father. Those are the parts of the diary that are now in boldface. He tells her to thank God for her health and to not endanger it in the future. Perhaps he is thinking of her severe penances. He tells her that the special gaze of God is a gift, not something that she has earned by her good actions. He wants to prevent her from falling into inordinate pride because of all of the special graces that she receives. Surely the evil one is constantly suggesting this temptation to her. He tells her to obey Father Andras' instructions exactly. This will help her to stay on the right path. God loves obedience. He briefly states that he himself is indeed ill, but he doesn't go into any detail. He unites his suffering with the sufferings of Jesus. There are still challenges in forming the new community, and there are not yet any candidates. He asks her to join him in prayer that Jesus will prepare everything, and then he asks her for her prayers. His letters are very cordial. They show his affection and his admiration for St. Faustina, but he is also not afraid to offer corrections when needed. He is a true shepherd who cares for the eternal salvation of the person to whom he is writing.